Hey everybody, welcome back to the Smitty Geek channel. I'm your host Tim, aka Smitty Geek, and I wanted to do another product review. I haven't done a product review in quite some time, and I've been wanting to do this one for a really long time, but I wanted to give it a little bit of time just to give you guys my thoughts on a piece of gear that I use pretty consistently, and I have a tendency to review products that I like to use. You know, I'm not paid by product companies or endorsed by companies in any way whatsoever, but I do like to give my thoughts and my reviews when I find a piece of gear that is helpful to you guys. And this particular piece of gear is a wireless microphone system that I've used pretty consistently, well, for well over a year now, at least a couple of times a month, if not more, for live music performance. Now, I do play in a band a couple of times a couple of times a month. We're kind of a small band, or just an acoustic trio. And one of the things that we do, since we all do sing, we like the idea of having a wireless microphone system, but wireless microphone systems, especially more than one or two mics, are extremely expensive, well above the $1,000 to $2,000 price tag. So did a little bit of research some time ago, and I found a company called Phenyx Pro. And I was a little bit skeptical at first, but I thought for the price point that it was worth trying out. And I came across this system. Now, this is a 4-channel microphone system. I'll go into more of the specs on this when we start looking at it, but it has 4 individual microphones, so 4 mics just like this on 4 separate channels. It's a UHF system, which allows you to adjust the frequency. It'll sweep frequencies if there's any kind of interference. And the price tag of this was only $299. This is called the PTU 7000. If you want to look it up, I'll try to leave a link in the description below so you guys can check it out and give me your thoughts on it. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this unit. Before I do that, I want to let you know that what you're hearing is the audio coming straight out of the back of the wireless unit. Of course, this is a rack unit. We normally have this in a rack, but I wanted to take it out of the rack so I could kind of give you more details on it. And this is going into this little unit right here. This is called a Yamaha Session Cake. It's just a little battery-powered mixer. There's no equalization, no effects, nothing like that. You're hearing the signal of that, and it's going right into my camera from that. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this, and I'll give you some information on how this works. Okay, so here you see there are 4 channels on the unit. I want to kind of point some things out. I'm behind my camera, but I want to give you guys a little bit more detail. If you notice on the front, you have a single display for each channel or each microphone. That makes it a lot easier to see what frequency the mic is used on, and also it allows you to separate the channels so you don't have any chance of cross interference. That way, if there's any other wireless systems like a wireless guitar system or some kind of wireless signal like a high energy Wi-Fi or anything of that nature, this will allow you to separate that and cut down on the amount of interference that you will get during your performance. There are also 4 individual volume controls on the front of the unit. I generally try to keep those at 12 o'clock, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer so you guys can get a little bit more detail on it. Now, I have focused in on specifically on channel 3 because that's the channel I'm currently using with the microphone. As you can see, you see a volume indicator in the little display. You can also see the antenna signal. It tells you your channel that you're on. You do have, quite an array of channels that you can choose. Right now, this one's on 10.2, and it also shows you the frequency that's being used. To the left, you do have the option if you want to lock the frequency that you're using. You can see that right there, I think, here. This will allow you to set a frequency. So if you're like in a church setting or somewhere where you use the same signal and you're not too worried about losing any kind of signal or anything, any kind of interference, then this would probably be something that I would consider doing, just lock it specifically on that frequency. But if you're using this in a live performance setting, sometimes you have to find a frequency that works. But this system will also allow you to do that as well. This is a metal case. It's not plastic. It also has, it's rack mountable, of course. And for the money, it's very well constructed. I can't say enough good things about the quality of this piece of gear. And as you can tell, the microphone does sound pretty good. And we'll talk more about the microphone itself a little bit later on. But let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Okay, so now on the back of the unit, you can see you have individual XLR outputs for each one of the channels. I had these color coded just because, as you can see, this is green, so it corresponds with what you have here. It's just an easier way for us to use this in a live setting. Also, you do have an individual single output if you're not too concerned about separating the channels, say for like karaoke or something of that nature. This will allow you just to have one single output, quarter-inch output to your board. This works great if you're limited on the amount of channels that you have available, and will still allow you to have a good quality wireless setup. Also, you have an individual disconnecting antennas for each channel. These are just like a coaxial unplug. You just unscrew those. They come right out. I think you can actually get some extensions on these. If you look around on Amazon, I think you can find something that will allow you to get longer antennas if you want to have more separation. But honestly, I've never had a problem with that. These have worked flawlessly. And this is a really good system to have. One last thing, let's go ahead and take a look at the microphone and give you guys an idea of what you can expect with that. So I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but here's how one of the actual microphones itself looks. You can see it's a good quality windscreen. That's the one thing I don't like about this. I think that, in my opinion, I think it would have been a more professional look to go with more of a matte finish, like what you might see on some of the higher end microphones by companies like Shure. That would be the one thing that I think they could improve on. But that's just me being picky. That's nothing, doesn't affect the performance of it in any way whatsoever. It's just, I think it would be more aesthetically pleasing to have a matte finish on the windscreen. Okay, let's look at the microphone a little bit more up close. As you can see, this is a metal casing. It's not plastic. Good solid construction. You have a LED display that I'll show you in just a second. That's a really nice feature to have. Also, it has a metal disconnect, and also it uses 2 AA batteries. Anybody that uses 9 volts will tell you they're not easy to find right now. They're kind of expensive. They're hard to find. And when you go through a lot of batteries, that's one thing you don't want to try and fight, to struggle, is pay more for a battery that's hard to find. So I was glad to see they've gone to a AA system, because these are more readily available, which makes them easier to get and more cost effective. So I do like that feature. One last thing, I want to show you the display. What you do here is you just simply turn that on. And if you notice here, it tells you I don't know if you can see it, but let's see if I can get, there's your channel. That's the one thing I don't like, is it will time out after a while, the display. There's your battery signal. Also, you have if you hold down the microphone, it does have a mute feature like that. If you notice, that's how you turn it on and off. And if you hold it for just a few seconds, it will power itself off altogether. So again, that is the Phenyx Pro PTU 7000 wireless system. This is a good unit. I know they make a similar unit in a 2-channel setup. I encourage you guys to go check it out. I will leave a link to their website also. Again, I'm not being paid by these guys. I just like the product. I think the product's a very good product. It's very good for anyone who's on a budget. Again, at $299. At first I was skeptical, but now I'm totally for their product. I don't think this is something that I would use consistently every day, But if you're playing several times a month, or if you're in a school setting and you need something reliable for a school wireless system or a church, this is a great value for the money. And I highly recommend these guys to anyone looking for a budget wireless system with more than one microphone. Um, anyway, thank you guys again for watching as always. Don't forget to leave me a comment or a like, or if you like content like this, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget also, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away an Amazon gift card, a $25 Amazon gift card. So thank you guys as always for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me do what I like to do. And thank you for helping my channel grow. Till then, see you in the next video, and you guys take care. Bye-bye.